All right, welcome, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, to the new Black Media. This broadcast is about comedian Dave Chappelle, who slams Michael Jackson's accusers in his new show. So, comedian Dave Chappelle has hit out at Michael Jackson's accusers, claiming he doesn't believe the allegations made against the pop singer in the controversial documentary Leaving Neverland. That farce. In his new Netflix special Sticks and Stones, Chappelle openly criticized Jimmy Safechuck and Wade Robeson, the two men in the documentary who alleged that they were sexually abused by Jackson as children, telling the audience, quote, "I don't believe those motherfuckers," unquote. While the comedian made it clear that he didn't believe the allegations, he went on to joke that it would be better to be abused by Michael Jackson than someone who isn't famous. Quote, "I mean, it's Michael Jackson. I know more than half the people in this room have been molested in their lives, but it wasn't no goddamn Michael Jackson, was it?" This, quote, "this kid got his dick sucked by the king of pop. All we get is awkward Thanksgivings for the rest of our lives. You know how good it must have felt to go to school the next day after that shit?" He added, quote, "I know it seems harsh, but somebody's got to teach these kids. No such thing as a free trip to Hawaii. He's going to want to look at your butthole or something," unquote. Chappelle also said that if the allegations are true, then he finds it hard to believe Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin, who maintains that he was never abused by Jackson. Quote, "I'm not a pedophile, but if I was, Macaulay Culkin's the first kid I'm fucking. I'll tell you that right now," unquote. The comedian went on to tackle what he calls, quote, "celebrity hunting season," in which he defended his friend and fellow comedian Louis C.K. Quote, "This is the first time ever to be a celebrity. It's the worst time ever to be a celebrity, excuse me," he said, before adding, quote, "Louis C.K. was a very good friend of mine before he died in that terrible masturbation accident." Oh, this Dave Chappelle still has his black magic. That's all I can tell you. But anyways, that man is skillful. So you tell me what you think. It's quite interesting. I'll tell you this part. I never ever believed the allegations against Michael Jackson. The unfortunate tragedy of our beloved late brother, may he rest in peace. The only fault that he had was that he trusted and he befriended too many white people. He got way too comfortable and too close, and he let them in too close. This is not a diss to white people in particular, but it is a wake-up call for black people to be smart enough to know who you have close in your circles. I found it shameful that there were reports that his family constantly tried to reach out to him or go to his compound, and he was denied, or they were denied rather, to see Michael Jackson. And the claims were that Michael didn't want to see them, but I find that part even hard to believe. What I saw constantly, though, in his final days was a man who seemed drugged up. Drugged up by people who he had close to him. So, who were those people? How did his life end? And so here he is, he befriended and trusted these white people, in particular this Wade Robeson and this other guy, and then they turn around and backstab him all behind money. No one believes their falsehoods. The FBI did their due diligence on finding out anything they could inappropriate on Michael Jackson and found nothing. That's why they could not convict him. Rest assured, if they could have, they would have, because they would have loved to get at his estate. And ultimately, they did, because he had them close to him. The same people he trusted are the same people who turned on him and robbed him and ultimately killed him. Even though it appears on the surface the hands were black. So, I think his fault was trusting white people. That's my take. As for Dave Chappelle, he's the man. I want to see his show. But anyways, I think he touched on some pretty good points in his skit. I know it's going to piss off some white folks because, anytime they have to see themselves in reality and in truth, they hate it. I don't know any group of people who are like that, who hate the truth. That's odd. And you know what they say, though? They say that God is truth. Wow, how do you tackle that? Anyways, thanks a lot for listening. This is The New Black Media. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.